Welcome back to Smart Talk with Anita Finlay. First on the spit today, I want to know if airlines have turned into the meatpacking industry, because my last trip, they changed my flight number, the flight time, the airline, and the terminal. And they forgot to tell me, oh no, Miss Finlay, we sent you an email. Really? The treatment passengers get is so crappy, they may as well just slap a barcode on my head and scan me on through. But don't touch my junk. And I mean, I don't exactly look like somebody dangerous when I'm at the airport, but they always have to say, Miss Finlay, we need to put our hands on you. And I try to lift up my sweater, and one time I'm very open, so I almost lifted my sweater over their head, and they said, oh no, Miss Finlay, no, don't do that. So I guess they like to touch my junk. I don't understand it.
This is the Jerry Doyle Show.
I have to ask you, were you the young or the restless or both?
Oh, honey, I'm both. Morning, noon, and night. Or the young and the useless, or the not so young, but the still sort of restless. I left my party. I left the Democratic Party in 2008 myself, because I thought this is the party of women's progress, and it wasn't about who won or lost for me, but it was about treating both candidates with equal respect, because this was as close to a tie as one could possibly imagine. And to constantly tout her as the loser, that was another fiction that was perpetrated on the American people. But so I guess, I left and you left, and what I left was I sensed that labels don't matter anymore. I cannot live in an environment that says, okay, Democrats good, Republicans evil, or vice versa. Right. I have to look at the person, I have to look at their character, I have to look at the issue, because I think people they're sick of it. They want to see somebody who is willing to reach across the aisle and work together and get off their fat duffs, because there's 267 millionaires in Congress. I am sick and tired of them living in a rarefied air and being so busy decrying the other side, and then probably when the cameras are not rolling, they're probably each having a drink together and clapping each other on the back and having a good laugh at the rest of us. I mean, I just believe this is so much kabuki theater, I can't tell you.
Tell your husband I say this in all the kindest ways. I love you. This is great stuff, folks. There is hope for tomorrow.
But if you notice in the convention, he's painted as the star, and then you had Bill Clinton get on and do this brilliant 40-minute speech, Sister Mary Ignatius explains it all for you, and basically explained the man's presidency.
Right.
The fact that didn't bug people, I was confused. I thought he did a brilliant job,
yes.
And certainly if anybody got the president reelected, he did. I talk to the sidewalk. I mean, I find that what I like to do is anywhere I am, if I'm on the grocery line, I start a conversation with somebody, not to be annoying, of course, but, I like to reach out to people to share a laugh with somebody. I think that the more you raise the spirit, you raise your own and you raise that of the people around you. It just becomes a natural way of being, and it certainly helped me through a lot.
Live from the nation's capital,
America's Radio News Network.
Anita Finlay joins us. Some who were just pointing fingers at Hillary Clinton saying, oh, she's just, faking it, Benghazi flu. She doesn't want to come and testify. But now we find out here she is with a blood clot now. That is serious.
Well, it is serious, and you know what's really odd to me is just that some of the Hillary haters, I don't think that they'll ever let go, and she could, God forbid, self-immolate on national television, and that wouldn't be enough, and they'd say, well, she didn't do it right.
Yeah, love her or hate her, she's kind of a larger-than-life figure, and you imagine that nothing would keep her down for very long.
No, and you know what really frustrates me, Rachel, is people who are saying, she had the Benghazi flu and she didn't want to testify. This lady has more guts than any politician I've ever seen, no matter whether you agree with her politics or not.
I am not my head. I am not the skin. I am not your expectations, no.
With regard to empowering women, how will we know that we're there?
Well, when you don't have violence, when an act of violence against a woman doesn't happen every couple of seconds, when Nicholas Kristof doesn't have to write an article for the New York Times, ironically entitled, Is Rape Serious? Because rape kits sit unchecked and unprocessed in crime labs for up to 5 to 10 years. You'll know when, the domestic violence is not affecting 32 million people a year. And here's the next way you'll know. This'll get you. There's a 2012 study that logged in 51,000 quotes in print and news media, and even when discussing women's health issues, reporters quoted men 5-1 over women.
Broadcasting live from Universal City, California.
I'd like to refer to her as old school classy. I hold in my hand here a thank you note that she sent for having her on the program. Anita Finlay, welcome back.
Oh, Jerry, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be with you again.
Before we get into politics, this is so cool what you did. You got this like clothy kind of thing going with a stamp on there, and it's a handwritten note. Dear Jerry, in this world of texting and emailing, it's so impersonal. This to me is such a huge statement about who you are, to me it's just old school classy.
Oh, you are so sweet. You know something, to me, it's just trying to find a connection with people and fostering an intimacy. It's just even the art of conversation. But I think that there's so much to this fast food nation that is really not good. And the more that we can reach out to each other, and why wouldn't I say thank you? You were so gracious to me. That's appropriate. So thank you for acknowledging that. It's very sweet.
Yeah, and the $100 was nice too. Thank you. No,
you give with one hand and you take away with the other. That's so